Yeah, company logo. Yes, and maybe the almost half of floor is your office. Half of floor is your office. Yes. Very nice.
So this is for testing of the big robots. So we have some testing here. So this is mainly about the testing.
This one is a S series.
This is C series.
C series.
Yeah, so this is the initial design of.
Oh, okay. Initial design of the myCobot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is the initial design.
Yeah. Looks very similar. The C series is the smallest industrial robot.
No. There may be many smaller size of this kind of robots.
No. It's in your product line.
Yes.
Yeah,
So this is C5.
C5.
The payload is 5 kilograms. We also have C3.
Oh, C3.
Yeah.
Yes. Also similar and more smaller.
Yes. So, but they are both for industrial usage.
Okay. C5, C3, myCobot Pro, and myCobot.
Yes.
Okay. Other series is also. This is a
So this is some previous robot, the E series and the P series.
Oh, I saw this one in the hacks.
Yes. So this is P series. Yeah, and some other testing robots here.
What the difference from the P and E and P?
Yeah, the price, the E price is much cheaper, and the payload is higher. Because the design of the joints.
Okay. And Cobot, but the C series is more collaborative.
Yes. So this one is some kind of what we are mainly selling right now. So this is algorithm testing here.
The E series and P series is a bit more simple.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. The R&D is almost doing it here.
They are making most of at their desk and do some testing here.
More hardware things.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 50 people is here.
Yeah.
Where is your desk?
And there.
Here. This one. Yeah. Oh, still using Macintosh.
For events.
More PCBs. Yeah, their space is a more big space for the moving.
Yes. So this one is really mess.
Yeah. But very creative mess.
Yeah.
This is a really place for the makers. Please explain about the Elephant Robotics and also myCobot product.
Okay, so we are Elephant Robotics. We are making different robot arms and some other robots. So this is myCobot, the smallest 6 degree of freedom robotic arm, and we put it for education purpose. So the value of this product is we can help people to learn the robot from scratch. So they can learn how to program a 6 degree of freedom robotic arm from 0 to 1. And also we have myCobot Pro and some other robots. We will launch this year, and we already launched some other robots. Yeah, so this is the basic background, and right now we have more than 40 engineers. So we want to make a big progress in this year. So let's see what will happen. How
long you running the company in Elephant Robotics?
So I founded Elephant Robotics in 2016. So it all started with HACS. We joined HACS program, the hardware accelerator, in that year. And 1 year later, we got another fund in 2017.
Okay.
The angel fund. So after that, we moved out of Hex and we started to do our own company outside the Hex office. And then so at the most beginning, we focused on the industrial robotic market. And right now, we are still selling the big robot arms, so you will see later. So last year, we started to do some more interesting stuff, just like some more education purpose robots. So this is what we are here right now.
The first product is an industrial robot. Why you choosing the industrial robot?
So why I start to do industrial robot?
Robot, and also why you started the company Elephant Robotics?
Okay. This is a long story. So at the most beginning, I studied mechatronics in my university. So I really want to do some interesting stuff to help people to have a better life. And what I summarize is to the best product, maybe one of the best product to help people to have the best life is to build a human thing to help people. So because it can so it can move in the human environments and help people. And the fundamental of this kind of product is to build an arm. So an arm is the key to help people to do many works. For example, to help people to work in the factories or work in the in any retail stores, like this kind of thing. So I summarized all the possible products, and it concluded that the robotic arm may be one of the best way to achieve this goal, to help people to have a better life. So then I joined another robotic arm company after I graduated from my university. So after 1 year, my partner and I quit that company together, and we founded Elephant Robotics. So the whole story is about how to make a product and help people a lot. So this is why we start the Elephant Robotics.
I know yours first industrial robot series also succeeded well. Why you find your idea from the industrial robot to myCobot?
So when we do the industrial robot, we sell to the factories. But it seems that many people they don't know how to use industrial robot. Although there are hundreds of thousands industrial robots selling around the world, but most of people they don't know how to program or how to know robots. So which means there's a big market blank. There's a big market potential that we can build some simple robot to help people to learn how to build, how to use this kind of big robots. And also from my background, when I started to learn robotic arm in the lectures when I was in the university, we have to build our robotic arm by our own. We buy servos and we 3D print the links and put them together and do the algorithms. So there's no product can help people to achieve this kind of goal, to learn the robotic arm from 0 to 1 in a very short time. So this is why we start to do the robotic arm, and at the same time, so this is from the consumer side, and from the customer side, and from the company side, and we have all the algorithm to do this kind of robot. And from competitor side, there's no existing product that can help people to do this kind of thing. So to summarize all this kind of information, we think we can do this kind of product.
how was feedback about the myCobot from the customers?
Yeah, there are different kind of feedbacks from different people, like from the people from Japan. So they may think so this may be a very good product for education purpose, and the people from China, so they may think they can learn the robot for training purpose to help people to train the skilled workers. They may don't know the robot from, they may never played any robot before, and they right now after maybe 24 hours lessons, they can learn how to program the industrial robot like some big robot. Yeah, so people in different places have different purposes. Yeah.
Please talk more detailed feedback from Japan.
Okay. There are different kind of feedbacks from Japan because we already saw hundreds of myCobot in Japan. So some people use it to achieve some simple goals. Like some people, so we are mainly sell this to two groups. One is makers, and another is at universities. And many universities they buy this kind of robot. For universities, they buy this. They want to learn some industrial robot thing, and they can program by their own. They only need to control the servos and some other things, but they can do the algorithm and do the roles by their own. So this is what their purpose. And some other purpose, like makers, they have many new ideas. So myCobot give their a tool to achieve this goal. And every year, the maker group grows. So every year there are maybe like thousands of new makers to enter this market, and they can choose myCobot and maybe some other robots to do this kind of thing. Yeah.
The firstly detail about the education side, most of the university or more lower?
Universities.
University.
And we are going to launch different robotic arm for different markets. And one may be only for training, for professional training, and another may be lower, like K-12, like some high school students training. So we will launch different robots in this year, and yeah, just let you know later.
Yeah. In this, that myCobot is maybe university level and maybe the higher high school level.
Yeah, maybe around more than 15-year old to maximum 35 years old. So all the makers during this age, this may be one option.
The university is a robot course or different course?
There are many different universities, and so most of them they teach robotics in the university. So right now they have to buy some big robot, and maybe 20 students learn one or two robots together. But right now they can buy this kind of robot. Each of them can learn how to play robot, not only in the classes, but also at home. And the total cost is lower than one big robot.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
I think so. They prefer using the maybe ROS.
Yes. Yes. So we have the roles embedded in our system, and the URDF, the robot model, and all the DH parameters of the robot, they are the same. So this may be one good tool to help people. And we also have the English version guidebook, or so they can help people to learn how to program this robot.
The secondly, the Japanese maker side, how was the feedback from the makers?
Sorry, what?
How was the feedback from the makers?
It is very interesting because some some makers they use this. I have many videos in my phone. So so they may play this with some jigsaw, and or they can play this with two robotic arms and play together. And some people even customize their own myCobot version and play some interesting thing. And they have and some people have the base of the moving base, the HAV for myCobot. They can go somewhere and pick that stuff. So most of them think this is very interesting, and the myCobot can help them to achieve their method. Because maker, because I am one of the maker, I make many small stuff when I was in university. So I have many new ideas even every day. So sometimes I couldn't sleep at night. So I really want to make something come true, make some products never exist in the world, and we want to make this from zero to a real product. So myCobot can help me. myCobot is one of the product I want to make at that time. So when I was studying in front of my desk, so the whole desk may be very mess. Too many stuff. I wanted to make a robotic arm to help me to clean up all the things and put them to a shelf. So, but at that time, there's no cheap products or some suitable products, and myCobot maybe accomplish one of my thoughts at that time. So I can start to program and focus on some creative things. So how to do the algorithm, how to do the recognition of the products. So like this kind of product, so we have the stick way. So we can use this stick way to recognize the products and train. Do the training of the recognition and then pick it. So this may achieve one of my thoughts at that time. And sort of makers, they have their own independent thoughts. So myCobot may be one option can help them to achieve these kind of thoughts. Yes.
Thank you. As a question, please talk more detail how design the myCobot.
So actually the myCobot is from another robot we designed before. So this is called Seeing Bot. So you can see in that room later. So we designed that robot because at that time we think there's no all-in-one robot. So many robots, the robotic arm is here, and the controller is in another place. Just like the PC, so the monitor and the computer, they are not the same place. So the desktop thinking is what we want to make the C robot. So we want to put the controller and the robot together. For myCobot, we just use the same method. We want to put all the robotic arm and the controller at the same time. And also my friend Jamie, they have this kind of controller, so we put them together.
How long you need to design about the myCobot?
It usually spend a few months from maybe 6 to 9 months.
6 to 9 months.
So at the first 3 months, we may start to do some sketches. So we just want to draw all the things we come from our mind, and we also have some requirements of the robot. So we have all the requirements, and we have some initial thinking, and then we think this kind of thinking is maybe a potential robot, and we just make a prototype, and to make the overall design for each systems, like the hardware, the software, and the algorithm, the three segments. And then we have detailed design. It may be around 2 or 3 months. We have many iterations. So we design the hardware for mechanical side and embedded system side. The PCBAs. For mechanical side, we just try different prototypes. And for embedded system, so we just try different PCBA to fulfill our initial requirements. And for software and the algorithm side, we just program. And maybe after after 5 months, and we have the testing and the integration. We put them together and test.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah.
is the whole process.
How many people in the teams?
For myCobot, maybe 25.
25.
Yeah.
Maybe first 3 months is a more team smaller.
Yes. The first 3 months, maybe around 5 to 6 people. We just have some initial thoughts and make it to the overall design. Yeah. So this is the initial side, and when we have the initial design, and we see that this kind of robot can be made maybe after another 3 months. So we ask some other people to do this. So we have some detailed designs after 3 months. So in the three months, because many new methods may be failed in these 3 months. So we just use less cost, just less people and less time to fulfill the initial design. Yeah.
Okay, first 3 months makes initial design. The second 3 months is initial design more linear and upgrade. And last 3 months is like a DFM.
Yes. So just some initial thoughts and some initial thinking, and then the overall design.
Yeah, overall design.
And then detailed design, and then integration and testing. Just like this different kind of process. Yeah.
How do you think the very good idea in the myCobot by your side?
There are a few things we see. It may be some like small smart.
Yeah, small smart. Yes.
For myCobot, the first is we use Lego pins. Yeah, so people can just put the grippers and fix the robot. Just use Lego pins. And secondly, we use M5. So this kind of LED and this kind of screen can give users some initial the overall thinking of this robot. So they will see. They will know what will have when they have the robot. So they will have directly feedback from the screen and the LEDs. And thirdly, we have some. So we make this kind of type of robots. This is what we call it collaborative robotic arm design. So this kind of structure is easier for people to learn the robot. We also have some other kind of robotic tab. So we may make this kind of tab later.
Yeah. Also, please explain about detail on the product design side. Looks very smart and cute.
So because myCobot is from the C boat, and when we design the C boat, the initial thinking is we want to make some very safe and very easy for people to use, and some very friendly robot, and so we make some curves. So make some curves and make the color white. So this may help people to have some background thinking, like how people to use like some the homeware wear stuffs, like the cooking stuffs. So this kind of design can remind people of this kind of thinkings at kitchens, at home, or they play the cell phones. So this is what we want to make, and let people not be afraid of the robot, because some traditional the traditional robotic arm, they are very big, very heavy, and let people to feel a little bit afraid of that kind of robot. So we make this kind of robot let people to directly touch the robot. But for other robots, people may think, oh, okay, this may be this may harm me, so we may hurt me. So we just want to make this kind of difference at the initial thinking of industrial design. And after that, we have many options. So this kind of tab is one option. We have some other options, some more links rather than tube. So we choose this one is more comfort people.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, design very important, and I think very good design of the myCobot. Why do you make the myCobot Pro almost similar design as myCobot?
Yeah, because some people buy myCobot and they think they want to make some professional robotic arm. Actually, we start to sell in the early of this month, the 5th or 6th this month, we already sold dozens of them, maybe around 40 of myCobot Pro in the past 2 weeks. So many people just want to buy this because they have some professional requirements of myCobot Pro. There may be like a few options, so I can show later. So one option is some filming, some photographers. They want to film some stuff. They want to let the robotic arm to hold some products and let it to rotate and move all around. And the myCobot Pro can move 24 hours. So this can help them to do this. For example, one photographer to go to the customers' places, like one restaurant or some other places. They don't need to bring any helpers later. They just put myCobot Pro and put it there, and to teach and play.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and some other options like some factory usage to place pick and place. There are many existing usage right now, and some kind of people, they have one professional AGV. They want to do the scanning at factories to check each point whether there is some gas leak or some other things. So they use myCobot Pro, so this can help them to do this kind of work. Or some people to make myCobot Pro to clean the bus, to move to the bus and clean this. And because the myCobot Pro is 1 kilogram payload, so this can achieve the basic goals. And right now, some of these consumers, they buy some professional robots. And the price is very expensive, relatively expensive. It may be 60, at least 60,000 RMB. So the myCobot is one quarter of the price. So they can buy like 4 times of this robot later. Yeah, so this is the thinking of myCobot Pro. Because some people are already familiar with myCobot's design. And we also think we have the same initial thinkings of myCobot Pro, like to be easy to program, not let people to be afraid of the robot, and so let people to use this in very short time, and not harm people. So the thinkings are still here, are still suitable for myCobot Pro. So this is why we make myCobot Pro at a similar design.
Good. Okay. Currently, almost all myCobot Pro user is a tested myCobot already, and need a more advanced purpose.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. In this, that means in this myCobot design is basically very nice for the almost all beginner people. How was the feedback about the 6 servo is enough for race?
Feedback from
How was the mechanical side? How was the talk more detail on the mechanical side of design?
the mechanical side. Okay, the mechanical side is so we make the myCobot by using the plastics. So the mechanical side is to hold all the robots, hold all the servos together. And one of the main things is we use bearings to hold all the torques. Because so when we start to do this kind of robot, we investigate the existing robots, some very cheap robots online. They usually directly use the motors to connect with each link.
Yeah.
So this may make the servos bearing to hold all the torque. But actually, this is not big enough for servo to long-term usage. So we use a similar method when we design the industrial robot. We use another big bearing to hold all the weight and all the torque, and just let the servos to rotate the robot. So this is some kind of mechanical design. And also for the industrial cobot collective robotic arm, we usually use the center hole through the cable. But for this kind of robot, we use some other mechanical parts to let the servo cables to go through it. So this may use a similar design like when we design the big robots. So for example, this is the servo. And so this is the shaft. The output shaft. And directly connect with this link. And when we rotate from this side, and this may make this part a little bit here, and they make the whole thing towards here. So this may harm the bearing here. The bearing here may harm this a lot. So what we make is we make a hole and servo here. This is the shaft. So we make a whole bearing here, and when you rotate it, so all the force will move to the bearing, and the bearing is made by aluminum and some other metal. So this may this may not harm the small bearing in servo. So this kind of design is so when you do the robot like this kind of force, so you will not harm the servo a lot. But most of existing products use this method. Because in Japan there are still not so many people know about us, because we only sell in our website, and most people if they don't get into our website, they don't know us. So right now so in the Switch Science, the Switch Science has more opportunity to reach the consumers, much more opportunities. And right now we only writing in English, and so Switch Science, so as one of the biggest local retailers, they have much more force and much more power to let more people to know about this. So I think this may be one of the quickest way to let people to have this kind of robot and know this kind of robot and buy this from Switch Science.
How do you think the also market in Japan?
The market in Japan. So usually
market or customer?
So the market, we have some calculations actually. We compare with many robotic arms in different places. So what we think is, so every year in Japan maybe around 1,000 and 2,000 new people may buy the myCobot, and they can buy from our website or from some local retailers like Swiss size. Maybe around 1,000 to 2,000 people to buy this kind of robot, to buy myCobot, and maybe half of them they want to buy the M5 version, and we also have the Pi version. So this may divide by two. Yeah, so this is what we calculated before. Yeah, so when we did the industrial robotic arm, we have something of
competitor.
the big robotic arms. Like there are we summarize like 4 big industrial robotic arms in Japan and 4 small industrial robotic arms. Like the big one is like Denso or Kawasaki, and Yaskawa and Fana. Some small robotic arm, there are most many of them like Nachi or some other robotic arm company. So they are very professional in the industrial side, and they produce maybe most of the robotic arm in the world. So even in China, the Fanuc have the biggest market size. So they are proposing to professional markets. And what we think is at this point, so as a startup, if we want to go forward, the easiest thing for us is to find a market blank, find a market no one touched this before, and then we use less time and less people to make a great result. So as a startup, we will not directly make some professional industrial robot. So this is what we think, and they are very professional. And but later, so after we grow up, so we may have more cooperation with this kind of robots, robot companies. So this may happen a few years later, and yeah, let's see what will happen later.
Okay, maybe the last question. Please give the message to a new myCobot customer.
Okay, so the myCobot is one of the robotic arm to help you to learn the industrial robotic arm from scratch. So by using myCobot, you can learn Arduino, you can learn ROS, you can learn all about the M5. Yeah, so by using the myCobot, you can, from some people who don't know, you can be one of the professional robot engineers later. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.